Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
All of that said, we're going to jump into Horizon's Call here. We're going to do a little bit of recap before all of that, and then these lovely people say a little bit about themselves. So, Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hey, hi, my name is Mary, use they, she pronouns, and I am playing your currently an octopus centaur rogue druid Acacia, who is currently clutching to Scarlett for her dear life because we just walked through a very tiny cramped tunnel.
Yeah, I feel like we're all a little attached to Scarlett at this point. We'll keep her around, I think. In an emotional sense, at least. Next up, Eva.
Hi, hello, I am Eva. My pronouns are she, her, and today I am playing Weenie. Pronouns also she, her. Your sea elf, alchemical artificer, bard, who is not an octopus at the moment, but does have a mechanical were-shark who is almost a form of sea life.
Do you want to be an octopus at some point? I have access to polymorph.
Maybe. That could be super fun. Do you want to be a tiny octopus? I could shrink you. I could make you bigger. Giant octopus.
I don't like the tone you used. Also, Winnie has had some experimental potions she has imbibed recently that made her immune to all disease and poison. I'm sure that won't be helpful. Next up, Mikyl.
Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. He, him pronouns. I play Proximus, your Triton Shadow Sorcerer, Oath of the Guardian Paladin, our homebrew Horizon's Call Oath. Obviously, I needed to do that without my accent to actually read. Yay. That's what kind of day today is.
Guardian of them infinite seas. It's been a minute. It's okay. We're all doing our best. Especially thank you to Mikyl, as always, for the incredible artwork that you see on screen and on our promo materials. Mikyl is just absolutely fantastic. Cannot shout out enough how incredible and detailed all of the character art is. Check out some of his new stuff on public access for some more contemporary characters. But yeah, just like take a minute, zoom in on Proximus, like zoom in on the armor, the weapons. Like it's
crop top,
mind blowing to me. I had the crop top. Yeah, I had to do like half an hour of stuff on Procreate the other day, and it was just like, oh, this is so annoying. How does Mikyl do this for hours? And I was on like a time crunch. Like I can't even imagine. Like the I appreciate so much more after the bullshit that I had to do. So special thank you as always. Please go check out his stuff. Instagram's best place. Mikyl, not spelled the way you think. Mikyl Sand Oval. Check it all out.
Yeah.
Last but absolutely not least, Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. I use she, her pronouns. I play our Siren Storm Sorcerer Scarlett Shores, who also uses she, her pronouns, and has a simple solution to this problem. But no one wants the simple solution.
It wastes so many spell slots.
Get in the bag of holding! We've done it before!
That is also Winnie's concern, but Winnie has like 2 spell slots total and forgets some people have like 40. So she was just trying to be economical.
I also have sorcery points that I can switch over to spell slots.
Yeah.
Giant Leviathan that we might need those spell slots later for.
It's fine.
What banishment's for?
Okay, for us,
I don't trust it to work. Not that I don't think you're good at your job, but like,
I don't have banishment anymore. I think Mikyl does.
Everything
I think Proximus has banishment.
everything hinging on like one
Don't
thing
believe
going
I took
right.
that one.
Well,
Whoops. Anywho, I believe we have a recap planned
Can I
before
make the
we get
Leviathan
into
bigger?
all of this.
No!
Yeah, you could.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
The last time on Horizon's Call, Winnie turned herself into a tiefling, Teefilling, something like that, as a reincarnation. And then she also sent a sending to her dear friend Nibirian, the ancient dragon turtle. Who said he was okay, but we didn't really believe him. So she reached out to everyone to see if they could check on him, and they all said no. So here we are. We had a surface day with Proximus and Scarlett, and now Dominera, her first surface day. And so we all participated in a great party and danced. I'm pretty sure Proximus had pressured Scarlett into finalizing something with Marcus, but really failed on that. Didn't work.
well, do you too assume peer pressure works on Scarlet Shores?
What happened to her last boyfriend?
Right about that. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Oops.
And then Acacia and Winnie gave some beautiful compasses to Proximus and Scarlett as a Surface Day gift. Very sweet and pretty, actually, with the engravings and what was it? The pearlescent scales decoration from Acacia. We made it to our destination, went under the sea with Dominera and Marcus, and then while just chilling, hanging out and trying to figure out how to get into the sunken city, Acacia used her druid magics and found an ancient sea serpent that was just chilling, waiting to actually hunting the party. And then we managed to sneak past it. Not with Proximus' help. And then we find ourselves at the front door of the sunken dwarven city. Yay! We're here. All right. That's it. I don't know why I got super excited. Sorry, guys.
I know why. It's because it's time for Horizon's Call to the Seas!
Yar!
Do y'all know Pirate's favorite letter?
The sea.
Go ahead.
It is the sea. See, everybody thinks it's R. Pirate's true love is the sea. Yeah. Pirate walks into a clothing store with a pair of trousers, and there's a big, like, steering oar on the front of them, and throws them down on the counter. He goes, I need to return these. Every time I try to use them, they're driving me nuts.
You shouldn't be laughing. I want to smack you. Can you just go into the other room and just go a little back for
I'll
me?
be back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn my camera off real quick. We'll do that at a break. Okay. You find yourselves not with this lighthearted bullshit. No, we are deep beneath the ocean, the dark of the ocean, the midnight zone, as it is often known. I think. I say confidently.
How's the water pressure going for us?
I think we established that, like, you all are pretty okay as far as water pressure goes. We're not deep enough that you're finding, like, difficulty moving. I think, like, maybe a couple 100 feet, maybe even less, deeper, you might actually be moving as if you were in difficult terrain. But most of you have magical or biological components that prevent you from being harmed by deep pressure. So you find yourselves past the first main gate, the main defenses of the kingdom of Havelruk, the kingdom of the fallen star. You now find yourself in the inner bastion, the center gate, the gate that would lead you into the kingdom proper, the inner mountain or hill, where the dwarves' like vain society was comprised. It is, as we established, it is closed. These doors are closed. Large metal doors that are reinforced with some type of abjuration magic. As far as you can tell, there is no movement of water in or out. So whether this is airtight or watertight, you're not exactly sure. But it does not seem like these doors have been opened in a millennia. Just about.
It's almost like something horrible happened here a millennia ago.
Whoa.
To see an octopus just little,
With all 8 legs. Whoa.
yeah.
Aside from my strong anxiety teleporting into places that may not have space for us, I also misunderstood how exactly Dimension Door works, and that an ocean probably won't, like, hold the door, so to speak. So if that is what you really want to do, Scarlett, I thought it was a door. That's on me.
And it's just magic walkway.
Yeah. But also, if we want to just take a little scootaloot around, I seem to recall some magic stuff just like laying on the ground. If we want to take a quick look at that too, like, we're on a timeline, but like not a strong one. So, just saying.
If you want to loot the magic items, Winnie, that's fine. You have 15 minutes.
How, with my vague but also weirdly specific knowledge of dwarven history and whatnot, like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how disrespectful is looting the dead if they are not buried? I feel like there's a difference, right? Like, if they're just, like, on the ground and they weren't specifically buried with their items of choice, it's a little different.
I feel like this is almost like looting a, like, battleground.
Okay, but, like, with
Very
the
similar,
deluge,
yeah.
With the deluge, everything kind of looks like this. So, like, dwarves specifically, like, how do we feel about it?
Just because there are 10 battlefields doesn't make it right to loot one.
I mean, it's less than ideal to. It's less than ideal for a dwarf not to be, buried properly, right? Like, even if you die in battle, the hope
Scarlett
is that
said
you are
I
going
had
to be
15 minutes. I am not able to bury everyone. That would be nice.
okay. Winnie, stop fighting your inner monologue. Let me get the information out.
You
So-
are the
It is best for a dwarf to be buried, if not properly entombed, with their weapons. If that doesn't happen, ideally their enemies don't take their weapons and use it to kill their family. That's like the worst insult. But a dwarven weapon is meant to be used. A dwarven weapon is meant to be placed in the hands of a warrior where it will, be vindicated with blood and sweat and tears. It is a dwarven weapon is an elegant piece of death dealing.
Proximus, if you don't loot stuff, we're gonna get cursed.
That's not how it works,
Not
Winnie.
how that works.
And
No, but I'm just saying, like, the gods are.
So, like,
we're good.
so
Winnie, you can roll a deception check if you want.
against
deception?
my insight.
That is deception. Your inner monologue's going, no, that's not true. That is deception. You are not going to be cursed by the dwarven gods if you don't loot.
Well, that was a 14 on the die. I don't. What is my? Winnie can't be.
Is she trying to
deceptive.
convince herself? Or
She's
me?
I probably at this point.
Yeah,
18.
nobody knows.
18 against her passive insight is 17. So
Well, Winnie believes herself. Proximus, what is your passive insight?
Let's see.
I don't think it's very high.
16. It's not very high. No, not at all.
You also, unfortunately, unless you're like
Believe it.
really doubtful of Winnie right now, it sounds legit.
Winnie, what bullshit are you trying to pull over everyone's eyes?
no, I'm just saying, like, it's okay if we rehome stuff that can be of use.
Yeah, but just say you want to loot the
gods
bodies.
would want us to do.
It's with the boss.
Like, as she's, like, picking something up off the ground. But she's also, like, opened one of her, like, alchemy jug bottles of beer. Not the jug itself, to be clear. But, like, whatever Michelob Blight or whatever it gives her. Like, pouring one out. But they're underwater, so...
Some Rainier beer, just...
She's not trying to be disrespectful, but it's just whatever the jug gives her.
Honestly, pour one out for the homies. That's
right.
Actually,
I mean, that makes sense.
That's kind of great.
Pour one out for the dwarfies.
Yes, calling them nomies would be inappropriate.
Been really fun. I'm pretty sure I've been fired.
Your founder status has been rescinded.
It is now sword ampersand.
Yeah, ampersand never let me down.
Pouring out for Barnes and Noble.
Anyway,
Goodness.
continuing on.
So I believe that kind of like the Covenant in Halo, the Nalos would not pick up a weapon and use it unless it was Nalos. But I mean, if we don't want to be cursed, so Dominaire and I are assisting Winnie with looting skeleton dwarves.
You
Scarlett.
might pick up on it later, because Woody's just gonna go through the whole, like, basically everything her inner monologue just said, which has no mention of a curse, but just like
it totally makes sense. Like they are master craftsmen that would make beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I mean, Proximus has no intention of using any of these weapons, but he can definitely see the craftsmanship in them.
Which one he also has not checked for actual curses, for the record. Like, that is not
Scarlett,
something she has done.
You just feel like water exhaling from Acacia on you in a sigh.
Just bubbles.
Can we like look around?
I need to
Scarlett,
draw this
while,
right now. Octopus.
While these three are just
sighing.
doing this, can we just like see if we can find an entrance, another one, or examine the door or something while they do their thing?
Sure.
So, what I would like is Scarlett and Acacia, since you two teamed up, either an investigation or arcana roll. For Witty and Proximus, for just one of you, I would like an investigation roll with advantage.
Do you want to roll, Scarlett, if I can give her advantage?
Winnie, please roll. My investigation is like a negative.
Oh my
modifier.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
God.
Mine's better.
I think it's like a -1.
Oh, with advantage. Oh, thank goodness. That was
-1.
18.
What was my role?
Arcana or investigation?
Arcana or investigation. I'm sorry.
We're
Winnie,
gonna
what was
do
yours?
Arcana, and that is a 25.
25. And Winnie, what was your roll?
18.
18.
With advantage.
Okay. I will send you a list of the weapons and armor that you find. For Scarlett and Acacia, checking out this door, you can see that it is locked from the inside. However, the spell that was cast on it is external. Like, as you get close, you can almost see, like, there are raised spell lines, like ley lines, almost on the door itself. This kind of like blue abjuration magic, which seems to express outwards. It's not like a force field. It's not going to hurt you if you touch the door, but you're getting that it is holding back a lot of force. That this is a very powerful spell that likely took the efforts of a very, very powerful spellcaster from this side of the wall to cast it. It was probably the last thing that person did. And it seems to have held and continues to hold. The magic seems very strong. Like I said, go ahead.
I was going to ask, does it seem like I would probably be asking Scarlett this because my magic is, but the spell itself on the outside, does it look like if we open the door and close it, the spell will still be active? Or will it negate? Like if we opened it from the inside and then shut the door again?
You are fairly certain that by opening the door that the spell's magic will break. That essentially breaking the seal of the door will also break the magic of the door. Because again, the spell is not holding the door closed. The spell is holding everything from putting pressure on the door.
And the door probably will not be able to hold the pressure even if it's closed.
Not for very long, because it doesn't seem like it would naturally be watertight.
I had an idea, Scarlett, but I don't think it would work if the spell is only going to break if we open the door. Thought about controlling water to keep the pressure off the door, but if it's just, it would be a temporary thing, you know?
Yeah, I don't think we can open the door without ruining whatever beyond it.
Maybe there's got to be like another way in. Maybe like an underground passage, like sewers or something leading inside.
I feel like it would fill with water.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's not gonna. It'll be like an underground passage. It's not gonna fill up the inside completely because of equalizing pressure. It'll fill up like the tunnels, but it won't continue filling inside. You know. I might go look around while everyone else is brainstorming here, at least.
Okay. Yeah. So, is there anything in particular you're looking for, or are you just kind of like scouting as an octopus, seeing where you might fit?
I'm gonna just do a look around as an octopus to see where No, I'm gonna look around for what would fit the rest of the party, because if we wanted to just go inside the doors, Scarlett could dimension door in and unlock the door. But then that leaves us the problem of breaking the seal. So I'm going to see if I can look around for maybe entrances to like a sewer system that might lead into like drainage inside.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I am so good at this, she said with the most sarcasm. I have a +0 to my investigation, folks.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I got a 17!
Okay.
I'm gonna use one of my my cosmic omens and add a d6 to that. That brings it up to an 18. If it still fails, let me know. I will use one of my psionic abilities.
It does not. What I will offer to Acacia is you got a really good read when you were doing your druidic magic earlier on kind of everything that's going on in the area. And one thing that you really picked up on to reference back to the battle map is that the city, at least the external part of Havelrook, had what seemed at first glance to be a river running through it, except you noticed that it was obsidian. It was volcanic glass, and it seemed to be flowing from further inside the mountain. And while it has cooled here, you would know that it was coming from somewhere inside the mountain, almost like perhaps a ventilation area from further within the mountain. So you could potentially try to find your way through whatever pipeline or cavern system that was being channeled outward through.
Okay. I'll leave that in the back pocket while everyone else is still doing their thing.
Yeah. As far as anything else, you find a couple of like piles of rocks where maybe you could squeeze in as an octopus, and you're finding like these like slight chips in the stone, but nothing that would go far enough, deep enough in. And then of course you do have the sea serpent holes that you all didn't necessarily dare to explore before.
I will pass the information along about the obsidian and stuff.
Okay.
While I'm still crawling along. Using my little suckers.
Anything from anyone else?
What was the school of magic that was sealing the door?
Abjuration. And again, I never present these puzzles with a singular answer to them. There's always going to be more than one way to shave a cat. But if you are absolutely stuck on stuff, I am more than happy to have you do intelligence checks and give hints as to solutions I have brainstormed.
Just thinking like Baldur's Gate 3, I'm gonna bash it open.
It is an option if we want to flood the place.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to flood the place.
Winnie, for the record, wants to keep everything as intact as possible.
Right,
so
right.
She's team Dimension Door.
Yeah. I do tell everybody about hey, there might be a way in underground if we don't want a dimension door.
Yeah. Or that, like the equalized pressure, also big fan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sucker my way back onto I'll climb up onto Proximus this time around. Just slurp onto your armor.
Oh yeah, I feel like you would get a good suction on the armor. Yeah, I am okay with the dimension door idea. And then I put a hand on Dominera, like, it'll be okay. It's the first time is a little rough, but you just have to hold your breath.
Yes, I have had sex before. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Not what we're doing here.
And also, what? Like, why would we do that here?
I don't know. You all are weird.
Are we dimensioning?
We just need to get in.
Scarlett?
We just need to get in the bag of holding.
I'm just waiting for all of you to get in the bag.
Yes.
Bag,
I walk.
Bag.
Okay.
I walk up to
Jeffrey, open it up.
little Jeffrey and I, give him a high five.
It's required for getting in the bag. Also,
Yeah.
I'm not changing my inventory, but there's no reason Winnie could think of for having the mirror this far underwater, and she left that back on the ship.
Little Jeffrey pulls the bag of holding out from his, internals and goes, his mouth just opens and there's a sound clip of Mike Myers from Austin Powers 3 going, "Get in more belly!" And Jeffrey just smiles blankly, doll's eyes.
Proximus gets in.
My little man.
Just like this, and then I step in.
Step in with Proximus because I'm glued to his armor.
The faster you all move into the bag, the faster you get to come out. Oh, so if Acacia's going in the bag, then that means Marcus says I have to get in the bag because I can take one other person with me.
Yeah. I'm an octopus. There's no reason to just take me through with a...
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to be tag
makes you
teaming,
smaller and lighter and yeah.
I hold my breath.
I get in the bag. There's air. It's just only for
Take
10
little-
minutes.
Jeffrey into the bag
All right.
with you.
yeah.
Less than 10 minutes based on every person.
I
that gets
hold
in.
him. Yeah, so it's like 2 minutes for all of us, but whatever.
Yeah.
Little Jeffrey doesn't breathe.
Okay. So Scarlett, you and Marcus get close. Where are we dimension dooring?
Right through the door. Right smack through the middle.
Okay.
How many feet?
Yeah, how many feet on the other
Winnie's
side?
gonna need to know before she gets in the bag. This is so.
I mean,
she's so stressed.
Can I
about
tell
this.
how
Winnie's
thick,
head pops
can
out.
I tell
How many
thick
feet?
the door is?
It's
I'm
Proximus'
gonna
head
go however
goes-
thick the door is. I'm not gonna like
grabs her
put
head
the door
pulls
into
it
the
back
middle
in.
of a door.
So I would say with your roll before, you could probably judge that these doors are dwarven make. You've seen dwarven doors before. Front gates, probably about 6 inches thick.
Okay, well I have 500 feet, so
Okay. Well, that's what I'm asking for, using the extent of that 500,
no.
or if we're just gonna go like
'cause
a foot and a half
we
in.
have no idea what's behind those doors.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
Winnie is
We're
content.
just going right into the just past the doors.
Oh, duckly.
It's gonna be real awkward to not be a siren all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Please,
just
I
gonna.
will be flopping on the floor for a
Just-
second.
Splash.
Oh, that's a good visual. It's just like
It's a good
Alright.
thing. It's
a
just
floppy
Marcus
fish in
and
dry
you.
land until you turn back into humanoid form.
I'm just imagining it's like you're one of the mermaids
thought
from
about-
H2O.
Thought about everything else except for the fact that it's dry beyond the door.
Potentially, probably.
Most likely.
Almost beyond dry. Scarlett, as
Oh,
you
no.
and Marcus go through
it's like
this
being in
dimension
Denver.
door, it's like you get hit with this blast of heat that
Oh no,
almost like
Arizona. Even worse.
instantly dries you out. And you all are also kind of like, it takes your second for your eyes to adjust, as it is much brighter in here than you would have imagined before. As you find yourselves, you can see the Roll20 map. You are at the far south of this little walkway, rather large walkway. But you find yourselves in a great dwarven hall with these pillars all about, this rather large walkway made of stone and metal, and kind of like carved gemstones that are encrusted into the ground itself, as well as even some like metal wiring, because you can see that the light emanating all around you comes from this almost like lake of magma, of just roiling lava beneath you, that is producing this very intense heat, as well as a lot of light in what is otherwise a very dark kind of cave system. And you look ahead.
So unhappy.
Marcus does not even notice.
It's one thing living next to the personification of this room, but being in a tiger room. This is awful.
Let us out.
I just want to start shaking people out of the bag of holding. It's like
Fair
dumping it over.
As soon as I realize how hot it is and how dried out I will get, I immediately turn back into a horse.
I just imagine we're all steaming.
As the water evaporates.
Absolutely.
Evaporates
Exactly.
off of us.
Proximus and Dominaire are gonna have such a bad time.
Yes, this is not ideal.
Winnie, do you have lotion?
Probably.
Vaseline at this point. We'll slather it something real thick. Ugh.
Yeah, screw potions of healing. Where's our lotions of healing?
I might.
Can we
Just
make that
imagine,
a thing?
Getting a
instead of-
massage
yeah.
with potions of like lotion of healing. How
it's
good
Tiger
that would
Balm.
feel. Yeah.
Tiger Balm!
Can we roll to see if we have Tiger Bomb?
It's just a Rakshasa on the front of it.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Thumbs.
The Nine Hills are incredibly hot. When I'm looking for relief, I look for Tiger Balm.
Backwards thumb.
Why do you sound like Batman?
Oh, that's the Rakshasa that's also Batman.
Based on Batman's voice.
Every society needs a Batman.
I don't think a Rakshasa would be our Batman,
but
but,
not
okay.
a Bagman.
No.
Yeah.
No, not Batman. Catman.
I hate
I
it.
am vengeance. I am a kitty.
Yes.
Meow, meow.
Anyway, we are in lava.
Moving on.
Sucks.
Are we at the south?
Yes,
part?
the very south is just beyond
Very
that
south.
door. So, again, you are in a great hall. You can see that it extends significantly inward, where the lighting seems to come from below, which is kind of an odd effect, because whereas you look ahead, it goes into darkness, even though you can see that it is almost underlit. And even as you look at all of your companions, you can see they are underlit as well, with this rather eerie orangish glow kind of casting shadows upwards and outwards. The ceiling seems to extend into darkness. You can't really tell how high it goes up, but potentially over 100 feet. And you can see that the walkway you were on creates a T section, almost a cross section. So you can continue forward, or you could branch off to the left, branch off to the right. And you can see that, again, while it seems to extend into abyss in all directions where the light can't necessarily cast, this place is just massive, titanic in size, and you do not see anybody necessarily moving about. However, you can hear the ringing of metal and the echoing of movement much further within.
Well, this probably explains why I felt elementals.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Mara, I'm going to give this to you with the highest past perception, and because you say that, we'd say you maybe get a little close to the edge and just kind of peek over into the lava. You could swear you see something moving around in it, like, so just for a second. Like, you've seen the bubbles, you've seen where like the magma's kind of like, splashing about on its own, and you think you see something swimming in it.
Ooh.
Just for a moment.
Back in the mind link, maybe we be very careful, very quiet, maybe even a pass without trace quiet. I think there is something in the lava. Like, you know how people used to put alligators in moats? That's the vibe I'm getting.
Are alligators not friends?
No.
Not usually.
If they're Acacia, then they
There's
are
only
friends.
one alligator that's a friend. His name is Flat Fuck, back on Phoenix Landing. Pretty chill dude.
Nice.
But everyone else no.
I will.
So proceed with caution?
Yeah, I will use pass without a trace. And that's 10? 10, folks?
Plus 10.
Or just plus 10. Anyone within 30 feet. Got it. But we have to keep together, okay?
Keep together.
And that is my last second level spell.
I've also just posted the finds that Winnie and Proximus got. So you got 2 +1 battle axes, +2 warhammer, a luminous war pick, the weapon bone counter, an armor of cold resistance, which I need to double check if that's a specific type, and a mithril breastplate.
Is that a Nalos mithril?
No, this is dwarven mithril.
Desperately wish when he had time to cast Identify right now. I know we don't.
I just looked up bone counter, and that is so cool. If it's this one, Derek, where if you destroy an undead creature, a single silver appears in the wielder's pocket.
That's the one.
What? That's so cool.
That is very cool.
And blessed that it's silver and not like copper or like
Right, yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna call this.
Okay, so
Scale now.
We're agreed, right, that if none of us are able to use bone counter, I don't know if it needs attunement or not, that if none of us want it, we give it to little Jeffrey.
Ooh.
I'm not saying no. I'm just asking why.
Well, Jeffrey's just like putting little grabby hands up.
Well, he already has
Smash.
a dagger.
Yeah.
Why can't he have an upgrade?
Yeah.
How many undead does he plan on killing with this?
Even one is
And what
one
does
more
he need
silver
money
than he had
for?
before. He already has 10 gold. He has an allowance.
He just looks up because he can't kill what's already dead.
I don't know where he gets these, but if anyone else hears him say disturbing stuff like that, please just let me know. I need to take a look under the hood one of these days.
I watched the Chronicles of Weddick. You keep what you kill.
He's exhibiting a
Okay.
very disturbing amount of sentience.
I mean, he
It's
has
really
for,
passing the
like-
Turing test.
Yeah. Quick, someone ask him about a turtle.
You know, I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Okay.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
The other main Blade Runner quote.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to be suspicious, so I'm sneaking. Wherever we
Event.
decide to go. I don't know where we're going.
Let's get some stealth rolls.
You said plus 10, right?
Plus 10.
Plus 18.
25.
33.
30. Dirty 30.
That is 106 divided by 4. An
Wait,
average
no,
of
no.
20.
What about Dominar and Marcus?
Ah, yes.
Sorry.
Does little Jeffrey have to? He's just like flying quietly, right? Like,
Yeah,
does that count?
he's his own thing. He's fine. Okay. I don't have a character sheet for Dominera, but that's fine. Pretty sure Marcus is a +4.
The dude's a rogue.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds very low.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And yes. Okay. Yeah, even without any bonuses or anything, they rolled 15 and 17 respectively. So they're both doing just fine. So just about a 26 roughly, average 27. So you all are incredibly quiet as like shadow seems to absorb your footprints as well as the sound of your footsteps itself. Your armor doesn't clank. There's almost like there's this deafening kind of fog that that just surrounds you all and kind of keeps you hidden. It's like the light isn't cast as much on your faces anymore. You almost become part of the darkness that extends downwards from the ceiling. Where are we headed? Is there anything we're looking for?
What did Dad say about where the throne room was again, or where it might be?
You're kind of picking up that the throne room is probably going to be further in, straight. You would imagine that if you're going to have to meet the king, you're going to have to or get to the king in the first place, especially the way that dwarves build defenses. You're going to have to get through a decent bit to reach the throne room. They're not going to make it right next to the front door.
Right. So deeper in.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's still, do you all think it's still here, the ring?
I mean,
We have no reason to believe it's not.
Right.
yeah, that's a
I
really
mean,
good
the door
question.
was still sealed,
Well, something got in at some point.
or something's just been here.
For 1,000 years, those implications are pretty not great. But
Didn't say they weren't.
um,
Just because I'm saying the words doesn't mean I don't like them.
Tears to other planes just kind of happen sometimes. So unless it was here before, it was either here before and it got bigger, or it just appeared in the last 1,000 years.
hey, in the future, how does that work? Like, when you do sneaky, do I know about your scrying on Panveer?
Probably not. Unless you like came out. Wait, we were on different ships. You probably not.
Have you ever scry? Do I know you can scry? All right.
Probably not.
I haven't really
'cause the
talked
last
about
time
it.
we scribed, it was through Scarlett.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just kidding. I have no questions this time.
Sustained.
The defense rests.
Jesus Christ.
Can I?
Short rest or long rest? Continue, please.
Can I? I have the deck of many illusions. Yeah.
Oh, you were going to say
Oh,
many
yeah.
things. Oh, I was going to have a heart attack.
I mean,
No. I mean, I do. I want to pull a card and leave the illusion here
Okay.
as a distraction as we move along.
You may absolutely pull a card. It is the deck on Roll20 there. You just literally pull a card out and plop it out onto the onto the board.
Speaking of decks, what are we doing with the deck
Fates.
of wonder?
That is a deck of many things. Let me. Why is the deck
Is
of
it a
things?
deck of many things that I have?
I think it was from
No.
the Harbingers.
yeah.
Probably is from the Harbingers, but that's okay. We should have a deck of illusions.
We have a deck of illusions and the deck of wonder that was in the chest.
Correct.
The gachapon chest.
Right, but I have the illusion deck.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
me.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, we did not
let's
divide up
see.
those things, but I feel like one of us would have the deck at least because it doesn't need to be attuned, right?
I don't think a bunch of us like really were drawn to a lot a items.
Well, like they were.
Well, a lot of them had
handy,
the-
but it was the attunement. Yeah.
Attunement. I'm already
True.
maxed out and everything, unless Derek allows me to get my wing boots magically
Just fused to your feet.
fused into my feet. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
You heard it here. Everybody heard it.
For evidence.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my next endeavor.
So there we go. Proximus, the lower deck.
Oh, okay.
there is the-
Yep. So I'll pull it out and
okay.
What is
An
that?
ogre.
yeah.
Okay. You place an ogre, almost standing guard. So almost like kind of you think of a video game, like it has an idle motion. You know, it is soundless. But you would watch as an incredibly realistic ogre, kind of emanates out of the card and kind of just like stomps its feet and kind of beats its chest. You see it kind of like its jaw moving a little bit. Kind of, it has this big club that kind of just slaps in its hand a couple of times, and then it just kind of idles for a little bit. It does the NPC motion, and a few minutes later it repeats that. So that is what you have left by the front door.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm here for it. This is the first time I've used it, and
Mhm.
I've had it for so long.
I
Yeah.
need to remember we have it. Honestly,
Yeah.
good on you.
Well, it's always on my screen on Roll20.
I see it, but it's
I'm
not
the
in
problem,
my
it's me.
inventory. So
Yeah. So do we want to head to the T? Is that where we're doing?
yeah, maybe let's just get the lay of the land, see where we might need to go.
Makes sense to me.
Can I do a divine sense?
Knew it.
Yeah.
Burn one of those and see if I can. Any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover, and a hallowed spell if there is one.
Yes. No celestial fiend or undead. As far as a hallowed spell, you are picking up on the faintest remnants of a hallowed spell, which would be off to the right of the T junction.
Oh wow,
I share that with everyone.
a hollow spell. What is it doing down here?
Right.
Is it a church?
More like a graveyard.
Oh, do we want to check it out as we pass by?
I don't like those words.
I think it's good to know what we're working with.
I would prefer not to pass by it without knowing what it is. I don't want anything chasing us.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
Okay.
As we're going, like, remember how you were able to sort of get a feeling for where Ogden was, Acacia? You can only do that with, like, people, right? Is it, like, people you know? Is it, like, anything? Is it, like, things? Do you have to have
funny
met them?
thing, I do have locate object prepared.
And you know what we're looking for, right?
I
Wouldn't
do.
Wouldn't that tell us where, if it's, like, at least in the vicinity?
I could definitely try, yeah.
Because if it's not here, we could just go. We could just peace out and go help Nibirian.
We're not piecing out. It was so hard to get down here.
Oh yeah, no,
It
I don't
took
want
so
to.
long.
But I was really wanting someone else to say it. Thank you.
We're not. This is like one of the main
Maybe when we
quest
get
lines. We're just like,
maybe
yeah, no,
when we
I'm
get a
not gonna
little
do this.
closer to where we might find it, I can cast the spell just because it does have a limit on how a range. It has a range.
That makes sense.
But I can. Yes, absolutely.
So you will decide to go to the right. As you do, as you are traversing down, and again, you're walking on a mixture of metal and stone, but your footsteps are muted in sound as you maneuver along, and again, you're not really seeing anybody about. However, as you are getting closer to where you believe the hallowed spell is, kind of walking into that abyss, you begin to note smaller lights further along, and the sound of very deep guttural chanting. Who speaks Dwarven?
Winnie's learning, isn't she?
Winnie,
Yeah, I'm in
halfway.
I'm in like second year Dwarven.
Okay.
Don't you? Who has the belt? The dwarvish belt that we found.
I don't think anyone put it on.
Nobody put
yet.
it on. Mm-mm.
We found a belt.
Yeah,
Should
but
have probably
like
gave it to
dwarven kind.
Dominaria, actually.
Yeah.
Now that I was
Do you want her
thinking
to
about it.
grow a
sorry.
beard?
There was. Oh, that's right.
I thought that would be cool.
Well, are Tritons able to grow hair? It says if you're able.
I mean,
If you're able,
like,
that
could
seems
be-
like-
it
it's
could
not
be
like hair.
fin-like.
It's more fin. Yeah. It's like
What
strands
if it was
of-
seaweed?
Well, so the
Thin.
other question. Oh, that's cool. The other question though is like, I don't remember what happened to our Helm of Comprehend Languages.
help.
Is it with
I don't have it.
Connery? Because I had one.
Who did
I-
it? Where did
I
it
can
go?
also solve this. I have. What is it?
Scarlett's like, fuck these spell slots.
I have comprehend languages. It's a first level spell.
I mean, okay,
Oh, nice.
I have like 3 spell slots. I am incredibly jealous.
As
of
someone who used to
everyone
play a
else.
warlock, I understand.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorcerer's OP.
Sorcerers are legit.
I love them. They're perfect.
Um,
Anyway,
Like
I'm
best
gonna cast
move,
comprehend
best
languages
move
and put
ever.
my hand on whatever.
that's just why
writing.
Winnie's like always paranoid. What do you mean you still have energy? I'm exhausted. Yes, comprehend languages would be perfect.
I'm gonna cast comprehend languages and touch the writing.
There's no writing.
It's chanting.
This is chanting.
Well, then I can
Yes.
still understand it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was going to say Winnie would be, even with remedial Dwarven, would still be able to understand the gist of what this was.
Where is the bathroom?
Right.
That's
So-
the chant.
¿Dónde?
That's the
está?
chant that you came up with.
So-
Oh, Eva.
One of the first things I think you learn in Dwarven, because a lot of the root words in Dwarven descend from them, are the names of the gods. And so, Winnie, you would very clearly recognize, because you have been around Dwarven prayer before, this is the sound of Dwarven prayer. They're calling out to Moradin. They're calling out to all of the pantheon of Dwarven deities, and you're kind of piecing together that you were walking towards probably a religious site, very similar to probably what you found in Upper Lay's Eye, where all of the all of the statues of whatever they're going to be are collected in a single church area. You can hear multiple voices, and I would say, Scarlett, you hear another voice. You're able to determine another voice out of this that Winnie can't necessarily pick up on, and it is the sound of someone not singing but more yelling. And essentially what they're saying is, all right, wrap it up. That's enough of this. We give you 1 time a day. Your time is done. Your gods aren't answering. They haven't before, and they never will.
Just gonna blast that loud and clear through the link.
No!
Is that in common that we hear?
It's all in Dwarven.
You
All
hear
in
the
Dwarven.
you can hear the translation, I assume.
Right.
Yeah, because it's a weird psychic vibe that, yeah. Okay, but we gotta help them, right?
Not jumping into what we don't understand.
Well, no, but those are my people.
Let's get a lay of the land.
Don't look at me like that, Proximus. You know that this whole time we've known each other, I am a Handseath devotee.
Jeffrey's putting on his fake beard and his little cardboard axe.
It's just yarn.
Little Jeffrey, that's appropriation. We've talked about this.
For Moradin!
No, okay, buddy. All right.
For Moradin!
For more, yeah, buddy. Okay.
We need to see what's going on. That did not sound good. Let's figure out what's going on and what this is all about first before we do anything. But
yeah.
Yeah, Dominaire and I would take a shotgun point. What?
Okay, yeah.
We're
Shotgun!
getting a mystery van. Yep.
As we jump in the car, shotgun.
Proximus, as you all are moving through what is essentially hidden for you, I will have you and Dominaire, since you have a Dominaire help, give me perception check with advantage as we move along.
17.
Okay. So yeah, both of you kind of maneuvering forward, almost hunkered down, holding your pole arms off to your side, almost like predatory cats ready to strike, taking point with everyone else behind you, kind of hidden in the shade of your pass without trace. You're coming back from down the path to the right and getting back to that T intersection when you hear voices ahead, and you can see a lantern swaying that somebody is carrying in this umber. And through the darkness, still remaining hidden as far as you're aware, you see 2 shorter humanoid figures. They appear dwarven to your eyes. However, this is dark vision, to be fair. Colors are tough, but their skin tone does not appear as a normal dwarf, as any other dwarf you've met. And you've met dwarves with light skin, with dark skin, with tan, or olive, and everything in between. But these dwarves seem to have a much darker grayish, even purplish kind of tone to their skin, and their beards are stark white. And there are 2 of them. They are armed with shields. They are fully armored. Both of them. One of them is carrying a very nasty-looking battle axe in his hand. The other one has sheathed the weapon and is carrying a lantern. And they're kind of just talking between each other. It's not echoing enough to where you can hear what they're saying.
Can I see their mouths?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check. 17 or above, absolutely.
I'm gonna reroll. Since I have 5 of them. That's a natural 19 plus 8, so 27.
So with comprehend languages and what I'm assuming is the observant feat.
Yes.
Yes. You are able to read their lips, and they mostly just seem to be chatting about the blacksmith being behind. One of them says, "Yeah, I've had an order in for a new set of armor for 3 weeks now. Son of a bitch has been taking his damn time." And the other one looks at him and goes, "What's your rush anyway? It's not like we're going anywhere. King Mournblade keeps saying it's going to be any day now where we break ourselves out, and yet the lava seems to rise every second. It's coming to a head, it is. We're going to have to stand and fight one of these days, and me, I've been saving up on my fire resistance potions." And the other one looks at him and goes, "Yeah, thank the gods for the alchemist, eh?" And they kind of turn where you can't see their mouths anymore.
I just imagine, since I can't necessarily hear them, I could just understand what they're saying, that it's just Scarlett acting a really bad accent through the cycling.
It's the bad.
It's Allie doing the Scarlett accent. Yeah.
Basically.
I love
Basically.
Does
I need to
Mournblade
watch that
sound
video
familiar?
again.
I'm going to say no roll needed. No, I'm not sure you would recognize the name Mournblade.
I didn't think so, but it's a good name. So,
how
Thanks,
far
read it
away are
myself.
they?
I'm sorry?
How far away are they from us?
Let's see. I'm thinking they're kind of like, they're going to turn just at the center of this T intersection, and y'all are just at the very edge of that T intersection there. So let's say just about 80 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Everyone else sees Proximus put his hand up, like a hold, and then Dominator stops also, but the shadow keeps casting, and Smokey, instead of like walking on the shadow, he's actually like going in and out, kind of swimming like an eel would in the shadow. So you see him crest over, and so he's just continues out. So the shadow kind of drifts with him as he moves forward towards these two.
Okay. So yeah, Smokey kind of moving with the void around you all, kind of undulating around, moves towards these two. Let me pull them onto the map if we are going to be engaging in anything here.
So there are survivors or descendants of survivors potentially down here. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It sounds like they have been here this whole time.
I mean, guess it makes sense with the sealed door.
But from what Scarlett was able to hear, it's they're stuck.
Well, I mean, between a lava and a sea serpent, yes.
Yes. Not even just the sea serpent, it's just tons of water.
Well, but
Right.
Like literal tons, weight-wise.
But also, like, I mean, there's still unless I'm misremembering, like, the elementals you noticed, right? Like, who knows how long they've been here, so they might... I don't know.
I'm wondering if they were influenced by the plane of fire or something, and they're the elementals, but I can't. I'm not going to waste another spell for energy to confirm that right now, but... Oh god, this map is so long.
What do we want to do with these two before they
Yeah, they are moving towards, like, if you were all to go straight from the front door, that is the way they're heading. They seem to be on patrol.
I mean, they're going away. Or we could chuck them in the lava. Either way.
Let's not try and kill them.
Are they the bad guys?
I don't know.
We don't know. That's relevant.
Right. So I would not
just
like to
proposing
take life
options.
unless we know that they are against us. They may want our help to get out.
And I would prefer not to draw attention to us. If they're trapped here, this is probably like a closed society, and we're gonna stand out.
But then the other question is, if they're the ones in charge, why are they being... What is their relation to the one that was being mean to the people who were praying?
I don't know.
I say we maybe go see who was doing the praying.
Yes.
And what are they praying to again?
Dwarven Pantheon? Is anyone missing? Or are there any weird additions?
You didn't hear the full prayer. It kind of got cut off by the person who was yelling. But it didn't seem like there were any weird additions.
Just normal god stuff. For dwarves. Probably.
Yeah, it was mostly like, Moradin, bless us with keen hammers and the will to strike, bless us with the ale to drink and the ground beneath our feet, blah, 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 typical dwarf stuff.
Typical dwarf stuff.
Typical dwarf stuff.
Hashtag dwarf life.
Jesus.
Winnie's got the, absolutely under her armor, that, wine mom tank top with hashtag dwarf life. No? All right. Moving on.
All I do is dwarf and drink. Yeah, that's in sequins.
Bedazzled.
Totally different meaning. No.
Okay. Yeah. So let's head off to the right.
Yeah. Sneaky.
All right, so heading back once again, kind of playing a little bit of pickle here. You close in to where you can see, again, a little bit of light emanating further ahead. Light you determine to be candles. And you can see, as you're getting closer and closer, still remaining hidden, that ahead is a magnificent depiction of dwarven stone crafting and architecture, as it seems like this is probably part of the original cave system where stalactites and stalagmites were forming, and they have been naturally reformed to resemble dwarven deities. Like, the dwarves essentially have used time, the natural water in the cave system, and their own tools to shape these to appear as dwarven deities. And it's very, Nordic looking, in the sense there's a lot of geometric designs. It's not super detailed. There's mostly just a lot of triangular kind of shapes to the bodies, but you get the beards, you get the weapons, you get the main symbology of all the main deities. And they're set up almost in this half circle where candles are lit. And you can see that there are some dwarves up ahead who, with the candlelight, you can determine have a bit of a darker skin tone. Some of them have, there's 4 of them. 2 of them have redder beards, and then the last 2 have a black, and then the final one has a pale white beard. But their complexion is not that of those who stand guard, as there are 3 armored dwarves who all have kind of grayish purplish skin with pale white beards, and they're dressed in this very dark, very jagged looking armor, again with shields and these very nasty looking weapons. And one of them actually has a lash at his side, and is again shouting at the cleric looking dwarves to finish up whatever their bullshit ceremony is. You can see that beyond this, the cave system extends further in. Again, these are very wide kind of walkways, but you can see that it extends further into what may be another hall, perhaps living quarters. You're not really sure what necessarily goes back there. So yes, you can see that the clerics are kind of like trying to wrap up whatever type of religious rite that they're doing. They do have an anvil that serves as an altar that they are closing a book on and trying to like do their final rites. But all the while, this other dwarf, if your character might be familiar with Duragar, is berating them and threatening them with violence.
I feel like we need to do something.
Yeah. The clerics are in front of the stalactite statues, right? Like they're
because they're kind of set up. They're like in the side the half circle.
Mm-hmm. What kind of lighting are we in at the moment?
Dim at this point.
We're line of sight.
It's pretty straight line. We're about 40 feet away. I think any closer, you might be threatening another stealth check.
Are they just berating, or there's anything going on?
I mean, the hand is going to the whip, which is still at his belt. But so far, there hasn't been any physical violence other than just a little shoving. You can see like the clerical garb is in tatters. This is definitely very, very, very worn, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of weathering to the dwarves' faces and features.
Okay, I hate this. And
I don't like this at all.
What if, as much as I would love to take immediate, swift, and decisive action, what if I just wander up to them as one of those guards back there and say that there is some pressing business that requires their attention?
Is your dwarvish good enough?
That's a good point.
Honestly, I would prefer that than trying to cause a scene.
I think I can make it work. I will, fumes. Everybody hates fumes, right? Like, there's gotta be something down here that's a bad leak. Like, I'll just have a bit of a can't talk much.
Go.
Okay. I'm gonna disguise myself with my mask charm to look like the guard on the left. I guess I would disguise myself as whichever one sounded vaguely closer to my voice. In retrospect. Okay, someone watch over little Jeffrey for me, please.
Grabs little Jeffrey's like arm to make sure he doesn't go wandering off. I would have grabbed his ear if he had ears.
And he does.
Grab by
He
his
has a fin.
He doesn't grab the fin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do not give him fin ears. And I'm going to jog up to the group. We need assistance. Fumes.
So,
Sorry.
in Winnie's shadow, for that's it would be Smokey, kind of swirling within her shadow that she casts on the ground, around her.
Hell
So
yeah.
I don't want her to be alone up there.
I love him. And I would like to prestidigitate, like, when he would know toxic fumes of some sort. So, like, sulfur or something they'd have near hot stuff. Sulfur is the best I got.
Okay. So what I'll say is, with the little smoke kind of roiling around you, your prestidigitation and your lovely performance there, go ahead and either give me deception or performance.
Oh, heck yeah, let's go. Deception, not great. Performance, better. Straight or 27 was the first one.
This is going to be an advantage.
Okay.
You need it?
27 or a 21.
Okay. The guards kind of turn to look at you, and the main agitator turns back. He has a bald head. He's not wearing a helmet, whereas the other two are, and his very pale eyes look at you, and in this very nasty, like dwarvish, what do I say? Not accent, but dialect. Kind of looks to you, and I think it's a little tough since you've been learning standard dwarvish. But he goes, "Hernok, what are you talking about fumes? Why aren't you on patrol? Where is your companion?"
Down, fell down. And I would, if possible, like, open my mind, my, like, third ear, so that, like, Scarlett can hear what they're saying. Because, like, I can hear the word, even if I don't understand. I know you said that I was able to piece it together, but also, like, in case. Cave it, gases. Help.
I don't know why you're bothering me with this, Hernok. Grab one of the throwaways and do what they're good for. Solve the problem. And he grabs the rather, like, the older white-bearded dwarf, clerical dwarf, as well as one of the red-bearded ones, and shoves them towards you.
Yes. Thank you. Come. Throwaways.
Go on, disposables. Do your duty.
And I will shuffle back out of there as performance appropriate as possible.
Yes, with these two dwarves that are, I would say, very, like, they're praying as they walk with you. It's you know, their eyes are closed, their hands are together, but they are still walking dutifully into the darkness. Are you leading or are you following?
Well, I was just gonna say I am specifically not roughing them up for a number of reasons. I would neither, like, next to, like,
Okay.
not ahead of, because, yeah, I guess maybe a little bit more behind. Just go.
Okay. All right. They go walking off into the darkness with you. It will not be long before they will pretty clearly be able to spot your friends. Because stealth checks are one thing, but, like, being right next to someone is something else.
Yeah, as soon as we're, like, as soon as we're closer to the rest of the group, like, I'm gonna leave my disguise up, but I'll say, like, it's okay. We're here to help. Praise Hanseath.
And that's where we're going to go ahead and take our break. Stick around. We'll be back in about 10 to 15. Do the things. Praise Hanseath, which is a good way of saying get yourself something to drink. You deserve it. We'll be back shortly with more Horizons Call.
That's a great idea, Derek.
Yes, and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Horizon's Call. Before we jump back into stuff, I do want to reiterate that we have some awesome stuff going on for the month of June. It is Pride Month. We're raising money for Trans Lifeline. You can donate at any time through the link on our socials, on our beacons, or probably in chat. Also, you can tip this cast and crew, all of whom are the same people, through pally.gg. Anything that you are generous and able enough to give to tip is very much appreciated. Goes to these people without a lot of middlemen taking pennies and nickels and dimes, and it gets evenly distributed and impacts our game. And we have an application out right now for a game of Zenith, which is a 5e campaign being run by Alex. You can find that again on socials and on our beacons, beacons.ai/sword and key. That said, let's jump back into stuff. Winnie, in the form of a Duragard, you have escorted 2 dwarven clerics.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was the psychic damage for that?
Negligible. You live with me. You're resistant to it. You have escorted 2 dwarven clerics. Clerics more in the sense of like background being like acolyte, and less so like that they have any type of divine magic. These are not holy warriors. By any rights, they are not armed. They are not armored. In fact, they look pretty bedraggled. But you have escorted them into the darkness of this walk path, where even as you're walking along, you can see that there are places where fires could be lit. There are braziers, there are wall sconces, there are lanterns, there's pseudo chandeliers which hang down, but none of which seem to be lit. It seems like the care for this place has been minimal. As a lot of the stone has worn away, it's a lot of chips and this and that. But Winnie, you change your voice as the dwarves come up to the rest of the group and kind of like catch their breath a little bit. What are all of you? Who are you?
Derek, while Winnie is walking up with these dwarves, I would like to do something.
Okay.
Once I get like an eye on one of them, or any of the dwarves, basically. It could have been like the guards or something like that. Yeah. But I want to actually take out my mirror of the past. And I don't need to be touching the item or anything, but I do need to take an action and gaze into the mirror and think of the target, which could be an object or creature. So
okay,
I want to use that in regards to the dwarves, one of the dwarves Winnie is escorting.
Okay. Do you have a preference between the younger red-bearded one or the older white-bearded one?
Older one. But yeah, the mirror presents the scenes from the target's past. Information conveyed is accurate, but it is random and cryptic and presented in no particular order. Once it is activated, the mirror gives its information for 1 minute or less, then returns to normal, and it can't be used again until the next dawn.
Okay. You look into the mirror as you are looking at these dwarves, and what you see is you almost go like back in time. You're almost looking at a montage of the elder dwarves' life. And what you see is that they were once a young dwarf when the clerical robes that they wear now were passed down to them from the cleric that served before. And that cleric was executed by the Duragar. That for the entirety of this dwarven cleric's long life, hundreds of years, he has served to maintain the old traditions, as the Durgar have allowed them to retain their gods, but still have berated them every single day for their belief, because the Durgar don't hold the same faith. So the statues have remained, but the clerics are second-class citizens in what you kind of believe, you're kind of picking up, was the original home of these people. This dwarf isn't old enough for you to necessarily see when the Durgar first arrived or anything like that. It's like the Durgar were always part of their lives. But you definitely get that, like, the living situation is a hovel at best, even in, Great Dwarven Kingdom, that, the food, the everything that they are provided with is lesser than the Duergar who seem to now run this kingdom and do so with a jagged iron fist.
Okay. Thank you. Click my little hand mirror closed and put it away.
Hey, I'm Winnie. I'm really a sea elf, but it didn't seem prudent to go up to them as a sea elf, so here I am. Can
we maybe have a conversation not in the middle of like this T intersection?
Now that you are speaking in common, I presume, the dwarves will switch over to common. I apologize if my common is rusty. You're looking to converse somewhere private and safe? Few of those places still exist, but come with me.
Will your friends be okay?
Probably not.
Should we go get them?
Only if you want to risk it.
I don't think
they will not die this day, but they are far from being okay.
I don't.
Yeah, no. In that case, I thought they were like in immediate peril, not just like the existential crushing weight of whatever is going on here. Sorry, my Dwarven's not so great, but my Common's a lot better. Where would you recommend to be a safer place than this?
We can go to the old forge. And the dwarves kind of guide you along, walking a little bit ahead and kind of doing a little bit of scouting. And they lead you down the left path, basically straight from where you are. And up ahead, you can hear the clanging of, metal on metal, and can smell, kind of like, melted steel, melted iron. You get kind of that almost irony taste on your tongue from just the kind of like aromatics of it. But they, before you get to where you can see the glow of a forge further ahead, pull you off to the side where there is a set of like iron doors, one of which is kind of just hanging on the hinges a little bit, almost as if the doors were battered down long ago. And they take you through the doors into a large, completely dark room. Those of you with dark vision would see that this was an older, but very, I mean, as far as human standards go, a great forge. A massive crucible at the center, anvils seemingly set up in a circle, almost like a religious rite of sorts. There are rusty weapons that hang on the walls, but you also see the signs of a long ago conflict that happened here, overturned tables and crumbling bits of stone and even blood, which has long ago stained into the stone. And the dwarves kind of pull you back towards one of the far edges of the room, where you can see that there are a couple of bedrolls that are laid out. This is where we go when we can, just to get a little bit of rest. They will not find us here. They don't bother to look anymore. Where did all of you come from? Why are you here? We thought ourselves long ago forsaken.
Well, immediately, we come from the surface. Immediately. Some of us, were born in the water, but that's neither here nor there.
Surface still exists?
Not as much as you probably are used to, but yeah, a lot of the surface kind of got. That probably wasn't great. You're under. How far down are we?
500 feet.
Yeah, there's like
I'm guessing.
500 feet of water between here and the surface. So, we kind of didn't expect anyone to still be here, but it's really nice to meet you. I was gonna say it's really good that you're still around, but it kind of seems like you're not having the best time of it. Yeah, in the immediate sense, we heard of something that you all might have down here that would be very useful to us. But we didn't realize anyone was still here, so that changes things a little bit. But now that we're here and you're here, well, no one's telling me to stop talking, so I'm gonna say that we're here to help you now.
What is going on here?
And Winnie, I'm so sorry, I was way off. You're like 3,000 feet deep. You're like a kilometer deep.
So
I was way off in my pelagic zones.
Yeah,
you were in like the upper limits of the pelagic zone. So this is like as far as whales dive.
From sea elf units. So in common, it would be like 3,000 feet.
I'm sorry, Proximus. What was your question?
What has been going on here, and what is your knowledge of what happened to the surface?
We thought Halvaruk was completely
deserted,
gone, watery grave type gone.
Elder dwarf is answering most of your questions. As the red-haired dwarf has not really spoken at all at this point. When my mentor passed down the stories of old, and from what I have read in our great library, that which has not yet been destroyed, Halvaruk was once a great kingdom of the surface when, on a fateful day, the ocean came to our door. Our halls were sealed by great magic at the cost of our greatest wizards. We sustained inside under the rule of King Gorn Cold Iron. We had food. We had the forge that was fueled by our connection to a doorway to the plane of fire, where the lava itself comes from.
So the lava's normal.
Its rising is not normal. Its presence was in ancient times a boon, but that is a more recent event and coincides with what happened next. The way that my mentor recorded it to me, and he was a long-lived dwarf to remember this. The Duragar came from below. They had been supposedly burrowing for quite some time in the Underdark. Their kingdom itself flooded in the same cataclysm that took ours. They found our kingdom weakened, without access to sunlight, without access to proper supplies. They gradually overtook our kingdom. They usurped our ruler, and they cast our warriors and our royal family into the fires below. Since then, they have been poor caretakers of the kingdom of Halvaruk, but have seen themselves as rulers nonetheless. They are cruel masters, and while they have not yet eradicated the final remnants of the original citizens of Halvaruk, from which I
and my friend here descend, I fear it is not long before there is none left but those who came from below. The most egregious thing that they have done is not maintained the doorway to the plane of fire, and so it has gone unchecked, and the fires have risen and grown, and now they themselves find an incursion from another place from below. They are now at war. Beings from the plane of fire are seeking to claim this as their new kingdom, and we find ourselves, the original descendants, caught somewhere in the middle.
How many of you are left?
Fewer than 100.
Is there anyone that would be able to fix the issue with the opening? If we were to free you from your captors, would there be anyone that could right the forge to ensure that this beautiful city does not get taken by the heat or the flames, the lava that is coming in from the elemental plane of fire?
Supposedly, King Malvor Mournblade carries the key to the door itself. Not a literal key, but a way of staunching the flow. He is reticent to do so, seeing the fires as only further stoking his forges and supplying his people with weapons and armor, only in a way to fight that which flows from it. There are old texts that say that we could, again, cease its flow. I'm hopeful that we could. At the same time, I wonder if we should not just let these new stewards take their place upon the throne, as it seems the natural order of things.
Sorry, what was your name?
My name is Gregor.
I turn to everyone else. I don't know about you, but I would almost rather try and get them out instead of getting rid of Duergar.
Yeah, I mean, all things being equal, currently cut off from the surface is Halvaruk. How sustainable is it? Like,
where are you getting food, water?
I was really trying not to ask that question.
It's a logical question to ask.
It is.
You just might not want the answer.
Our water filters through the ground and is collected much.
A lot of mushrooms.
We do have the Duergar rather have an accord with some myconids.
Mushrooms, as you were saying, Winnie.
The myconids take our dead, and so they let us feed on the
Okay, all right.
mushrooms that they create. Where did you think I was going with that?
Nope, that's fine.
Honestly, a symbiotic relationship right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Death
that
shrooms,
could be
yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
We also maintain a dwindling population of deep rothe.
Of what, Derek?
Deep rothe. I think rothe is how they're pronounced because the E has a little accent on it. They're basically underdark, like beasts of burden. You can find them in Baldur's Gate.
Underground bulls. Cows.
Yeah, like buffalo, like underground buffalo.
Okay, perfect world. Rehome the Duergar, staunch the flow from the plane of fire, and original dwarves stay here. However, currently probably unlikely. How many? So there's fewer than 100 of you. How many Duragar would you say there are?
1,000.
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay. How do they look? Like, not great, I imagine, but like, are they just tired and stressed and probably underfed and all that? Or like, are there like, okay. So like nothing healing would do any good for 'em?
I mean, these guys need like 3 weeks of sleep and a lot of good meals. Like they're
snacks.
malnourished and overworked.
They're not mushrooms, but got some snacks.
What is a snack?
Oh, you've missed so much. When you will hand over some of her rations.
And yeah, they start eating a little slowly, but they eat.
Yeah, you definitely
Smart.
eat slow. Your system's not going to be used to that.
Try the banana
I
chips.
have
They're my
a
favorite.
problem
Just
with
one?
well, no, I have many. But I think the biggest one is the Duragar are not going to keep up on this, and this whole city will be lost to the plane of fire. And that is a lot of history. This is we have found a place where it has survived the deluge.
Yeah.
To lose that is I don't know if that's the answer here.
Well, we have a couple options. It would take a long time. Guerrilla warfare is always an option. But there's like 4 of us, 5 of us. Sorry, Dominera, you're not on my screen, and sometimes you just lurk.
There are
You're
6
so
of us.
quiet.
Marcus is like,
Marcus, you son
yes,
of a bitch.
5.
You're so quiet.
Respectfully, they both just like peek out from behind their PCs, just like
Little wave.
Damn it.
Also, how can you forget Dominera? She's fucking huge and jacked.
Because when I'm looking at my screen running tech, I see the overlay, which means there's 4 of us minus the GM, 5 of us minus the GM. There's also little Jeffrey, who, as we well know,
He
will
counts as
shank
half
a
a
man.
person.
But he's killed before, and he'll do it again.
every time I take a soul, I gain more of one myself.
I told him that as a bedtime story once, and I can't believe he remembered.
I never forget. His eyes just.
All right, little Jeffrey.
All right.
Here,
pat
eat
him-
this,
pat
eat
him on the
this
head,
rock.
yeah.
Hand him a rock.
Okay, so there's what resources are we working with here? Like, probably not a lot. I assume you don't have like a lot of weapons and stuff, but like, are
We
there
do not
any-
have a lot of weapons, but the forge is stocked to the brim with weapons and armor right now.
good
There's
news?
still 6 people, Winnie.
Well, there's 8 now because our new friends.
That
hang
they
on.
have no.
No.
I'm assuming you have no combat
I'm
experience.
not putting them on the front line.
No
it's
offense.
Fine. Also, in guerrilla warfare, there's no
take
front
them.
line, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, 2 questions for now. Do you have any magic users left? And 2, are there any cold irons left?
The Cold Iron family was cast into the fire. Magic has been forbidden for all of the descendants of Helvaruk for
That's a very good
generations.
party line, but sometimes, people get like hidden away and like names changed, and just because something's forbidden doesn't mean people aren't just kind of quietly living with it and
So
keeping it under wraps.
It was a hostile takeover from the beginning, correct?
They took our kingdom by force, yes. As the
And-
story goes.
And who was the leader of this
The Mournblade family were the original generals who took the throne and
who
have
is it
held
now?
it.
And held it. So
if we
they're
take
in
them
town.
out,
Correct. That is exactly what I am thinking. Because
is
I
there more
feel
behind them, or would that pretty much be it?
There
Would we
are
kind of,
s-
fall to the person who befelled the family? What
there
kind
are
of system are we working with here?
How many
Yeah.
thrones
four
can you sit on?
warlords. There are four
Four?
warlords who serve under the king.
Uh-huh.
His closest advisor is a very powerful alchemist who has used his skills to keep our population well in check and has honestly been one of the more useful aspects in keeping the rising lava in check, as well as the things that come out of it. Besides them, there's a hierarchy to the army, foot soldiers, and on up to sergeants and captains and generals. Warlords being at the top.
So you have a king. There are many cultures that if you take out the king, whoever beats the king is now the new king. Could it be so simple here?
I would say
Proximus.
the Mournblade family has often been successful in their cowardice. They are leaders from the back, I should say. You have to get through quite a few powerful warriors to reach the toad that sits the throne.
I see. So the warlords are really the protectors of this entire line of kings.
They eat the best, so they are wanting to protect the hand that feeds.
Resources.
The best weapons, the best armor, the best partners.
Did you say partners?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like these people at all, and
Yeah.
I definitely want to take them out.
We need to be incredibly smart about this.
I have
Yes.
Because
I have a
we are stuck
question.
in here with them, and unfortunately, not the vice versa.
They are stuck in here with me. No,
Mm,
sorry.
No.
Proximus, hang on to that.
I
one. That was
love
really
your
strong.
enthusiasm, and I love your confidence.
Some of us need to have some realistic expectations here.
I have a good idea.
Severely outnumbered in an
it's an-
unfamiliar place.
An idea. How many sending spells are we at for the day?
Ooh.
Did you send anything earlier? I
don't-
can't remember if you sent anything.
I last session said that I had used sending spells between the learning Nibirian thing and now. I haven't used any today specifically.
Did you send a note with
Yes.
Okay, so we didn't send a sending with Dominera's mount. It was
No, I did that funny writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we haven't used any.
Sounds
No, you graffitied a plesiosaur. Yeah.
yeah. So
It makes me so happy.
what about Rollin? He knows this place. Maybe not super well, but he has all the books and
Yes,
stuff.
but all of his
and he
stuff is
can
going to
bring
be outdated.
8.
I was
This
gonna
city is
think about.
outdated.
I was thinking of messaging Dad.
Yeah, they could come together.
Wait, they're not. Why are they coming here?
Do you have any idea how tricky Rollin is?
No, but why would they come? Why would we ask them to come here?
Because there's only 6 of us, as I have been so quietly, gently reminded, and we can
We don't have the time for
Are we
them to
gonna
get
wait
here.
for 6 months for them to get here?
What part of teleportation did you not hear?
I don't think that's how their teleportation spell works. Rollin's never been here. Dad's
That's
not
why I said
casting
he just
the
needs
spell.
to know about it really well, and
Are
that's
are
why
you
I'm a
aware
little fuzzy.
of how much of a mischance that spell has?
I'm really
That's why
impressed.
we send Rollin
hang
first,
on.
right?
I was just gonna say I'm really impressed, Acacia, that you care enough about him at this point to even voice that out loud. That's a lot of growth. Thank you. No, and all I was saying was like I could ask him and he could say, yeah, no, I can't do it, but I'm not gonna present him an idea without like running it by you all first.
I don't think it's a good idea for Roland to come here. He's like the greatest asset of Phoenix Landing right now in terms of protection.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he could always just teleport immediately back, I think, but I don't really know how that works. I don't know how many spell slots he has either.
Isn't he like an archmage or something, Derek?
He is something wild.
Yep.
He is full of secrets.
Eva, as much as I love you and your ideas, I'm not bringing Rollin here. Solve this puzzle another way.
Roland's gonna be like, no, I ain't fucking coming there, sis.
You can sense his headache from the other side of this world as he's just like, I'm sorry, what the fuck are you asking me to do? No, I'm not going to teleport to the bottom of the ocean into a city that people haven't seen for 999 goddamn years. Winora, are you kidding me? You're joking right now? I'm running out of words, but I swear I have so many spells to make your life so much it cuts off.
But Roland, there's a mostly intact library.
Oh, there probably is a teleportation circle here somewhere.
You know who has a fully intact library? Me, on the surface, where I'm not going to teleport into the middle of a rock.
You're a weird.
Send the Harbies, please.
Talking about Roland though, I look at what was his name again? Gregor?
Gregor.
Yes. So there's Gregor and Dalen, who are the two dwarves that you have met.
Gregor.
And I might have used Gregor before. That's fine.
I have a question. Are you aware of any place in the city that it would probably be like engraved in stone of like an arcane circle of some sort with runes? I would probably make a general like size with my thing. I'm asking if he has if there's a teleportation circle in the city.
10 feet? That should be in common units, not sea elf units.
The teleportation circle was destroyed during the first Duragar incursion. They feared of reinforcements displacing them, and they smashed the stone that it was carved into.
Okay, it was worth a try.
That's what I would do if I invaded a city, so...
I mean, honestly, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, same.
But we are going to have to figure out a way to either deal with 1,000 people, or evacuate 100 people from 3,000 feet down, which I'm game for, but we only have, I don't know how many bags of holding, and,
Give me a day. I can ritual cast water breathing.
Oh!
I have that. That's a spell.
I have it too. I forgot about that.
But can you ritual cast it?
No, I'd have to sleep on it too because I don't have it prepared. But
I can ritual cast it.
Nice.
Marcus is going to kind of
give up on all of us.
Scarlett's arm a little bit. I just wanted to make you aware that I'm feeling odd down here. I'm feeling a pull is the best way I can describe it, towards all of that. And
please don't jump into the lava.
I'm not going to jump into the lava.
Okay.
But there is something calling to me in that. And it's not something I can hear, it's more something I can feel. I want to make you aware that I will try to be as upfront about any weirdness, but I am being upfront about weirdness right now. So that's communication is key. Okay.
Hey, Winnie. Do you have that leash that you use for little Jeffrey?
Please don't put me on that.
No. For when he's at the mall? Yeah. And little Jeffrey's just gonna pork it up out of the bag.
I during this
Claw
whole
marks in the Build-A-Bear from where he. I need new outfits.
During this whole conversation that we're having with the circles and like trying to like get things out, I look back at everyone else. We still need to get the ring too. We need to also factor that into all the plans that we're having. I'm like all for trying to get these folks out or take care of things so they can, not be treated like shit. But
have their city back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. This is in the mind link, right?
Sure.
I mean, that seems like a rude conversation to have in front of them, but yeah.
This is some bullshit. All right.
Like, I'm all for like our original mission and stuff, but like, if it's between like one little ring and like 100 people, like, we don't really have trolleys, but this seems like.
No, I completely agree.
Okay, just check
that we should, like, if something happens where the entire place floods, that makes it easier to get the ring. But I would prefer not that to happen. So
yeah.
But we should keep it in mind if the opportunity presents itself, and
Yeah.
if possible, include it in our planning.
Yeah. Hey, Greg, sir, like, do you have a title? Like, do y'all use titles?
High priest.
All right.
High priest.
Hi.
Brother Gregor.
Father Gregor?
Father Gregor.
I don't
Daddy
know.
Gregor?
No.
Hello.
That's what
Yeah.
my wife calls me.
Look, we were going down the line of
too far.
Had to do it.
Back it up. Wow, I had a really pertinent and useful question. Now I'm really distracted. Hey, you don't happen to know what the throne room looks like these days, do you?
The only time that I've seen the throne was when I was much younger, and I was brought before the king upon the day that I became a man, an adult, and I was forced to swear fealty to him. The king, as such, has changed, but my fealty remains as fervent as it was then, if that's what you're asking.
No, not in the least, but I get what you're saying. Was there like, so you've got like the throne, right? And it kind of looks like, I'm gonna describe how it was in the book that I read.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly like that. But then also with like that's like big old like ring around it. Kind of like a, well, like a ring, honestly.
It's kind of a brassy-ish color with weird carvings in it.
Yeah.
That you cannot read.
The book said it was the original throne of King Cold Iron. I believe that the usurpers have kept the throne as is, some sort of spitting in our face of their ruling of it.
Oh, good, excellent. I mean,
okay.
No, for it's good that your history has been preserved. And we will figure out a way to well, get us all out of this predicament, honestly. Yeah. Where does everyone kind of like live?
Most of the Duragar reside in the former residences of the original inhabitants of Halvaruk. It's further past the forge and also past the temple that you all found me at. The remaining descendants are made to live mostly in the former mines, where we are allowed to have bedrolls and try to find places where the water doesn't drip too much.
My question is, if you, and I mean absolutely no disrespect, but if I was to take over use hostile methods to take over a place, and why are they keeping you around?
We do the work. We mine. We are the servants to the spores. We make sure that the food is served and that the water is collected. They are an occupying military force, but Halvoruk still runs by the hands that forged it in the first place.
100 doing work for 1,000. Hey.
The math isn't mathing.
Right.
We get very little sleep.
I know what Proximus wants to do.
Yeah.
We should probably get a little more intel before we come to any final decisions on what we want to do.
That's smart.
That makes much more sense than what.
Speaking of intel,
Sees Proximus's gears turning, immediately cuts in.
Hey.
Like looking at Dominaire, and Dominaire's like, yeah.
Dominaire wants to beat shit up.
Oh, yeah, we could kill quite a few of these baddies. Anyway.
Speaking of intel, I have a book that could be helpful. I think. Based on the Durgar being from the Underdark. Is there anything useful in interactions with and being of the Underdark? One of the Dwarven books that I have and Winnie has canonically read.
I'm sorry, you're asking if there's anything helpful in any of the books that you've read?
Yeah, like, do I remember anything like the Durgar hate snakes or something? Like,
Give me a history check.
roll to hate snakes. That is a 28.
What if they hate driders? And what if I wish I could turn into a drider? Drider
so
are an
good.
Underdark
Yeah.
creature,
They are.
but I cannot turn into one. They are technically not beasts.
What if you turned into a giant spider and then one of a... No, that's not going to work. Little Jeffrey, no.
So, Winnie, what you would recall with 28 is that Duragar are a subspecies of dwarf in the sense that there are hill dwarves and mountain dwarves who both present differently and also have adapted differently to different environments. Have different specialties to what they do as well. Duragar are specialized for the Underdark. As such, when the Underdark was much more of a prevalent thing, Duragar experienced a lot of the same adaptations that a lot of Underdark creatures do, in the sense that they are resilient to poison. They are they don't like sunlight. They are what do I say? Inhibited by sunlight. They're sensitive, sunlight sensitivity. That's sensitive to sunlight. A lot of them have an innate magic to them. They have a propensity for eating strange mushrooms that often give them magical powers. Much like most dwarves, they enjoy the crafting of metal and stone and wood to make weapons and architecture. However, their designs are much more not necessarily crude, but jagged. They're much more fond of like their designs being painful, as they are kind of used to having to survive harsh conditions and have kind of been made harsher by those conditions. Duragar are also kind of unique in that their innate magic presents in one of two ways. Many of them can turn invisible at will, and many of them also have the ability to grow a size category larger at will, which makes them fearsome in combat, because it's scary enough watching a dwarven screamer run at you with a battle axe and broad shield. It's even scarier when then they grow twice their size and everything grows with them. So it's kind of what you do.
I mean, sure, but they haven't seen our giant centaur.
I was thinking the same thing.
Things I did have prepared. I will share such knowledge amongst the group. Honestly, no mention of curses. Okay, shall we scout things out? Question mark?
I think it's a good idea.
Winnie, it is at that point
Oh,
that
no.
you all hear a war horn blaring. 3 short blasts, just almost like a warning signal. A few moments go by and you hear it blasting again, and then you start hearing horns coming from other parts of, like, you're inside of a room, so it's kind of a little muted, but you can hear that there are multiple people shouting now, as well as making those 3 short blasts on war horns.
Is this usual, or,
No, something's wrong. They're calling for reinforcements. Did you all... Is there anyone else here?
No?
No.
Well, there's a fake ogre, but it's
A
just
what?
us.
Oh, that would probably do it. The fake ogre.
Oh yeah, surprise!
You left a Foger?
It was a folk ogre.
A false Shrek?
Our plan had layers.
Like onions.
Honestly,
Okay.
that's what they found. It's not a bad distraction to try and sneak a little closer.
This is the opportunity. Yes.
Yeah, I would say outside the door, you can see, like, there are shadows of figures running, like you hear the clanking of metal as kind of these metal boots are, trumping down towards the central hallway.
We could go invisible. Not as conveniently
All
as
of us?
Duragar, but... Well, at least some of us. I don't mind upcasting.
I mean, I can do that for myself, and but if everyone is going that way, and
I'm just saying if we need to. Do we still have Pass Without Trace?
right,
I can't remember how
Yes.
long it
I
lasts.
lasts,
Okay.
I think it lasts an hour.
yeah, an hour.
Also, I'm probably still a Durgar. Like, I'm not gonna burn that
Right.
unless I have
yeah.
to. So I'm still a Durgar for...
Keep that. Can Grega, can you get us, if they are busy with the fake ogre, the Foga, if you will, can you get us closer to the king?
Or at least put us in the right direction. We don't want to put you in danger.
The way to the king is down that central hall, as far as I'm aware. No other caverns lead directly to him.
While they are busy with them, maybe we check in with the king. And I imagine that the 4 warlords would not be too far from the king.
They shouldn't be. If anything, if it's just an ogre, they would probably just send expeditionary force. I'm not sure of their battle tactics, but
To be clear, do you get a lot of ogres, foe or otherwise, around here lately?
no, I have to imagine this is quite a surprise.
Okay,
for-
good. Just so we know, like, what to expect when we're out and about.
No, you surprisingly haven't asked about the things coming out of the plane of fire, which more than happy to tell you about.
Dangerous. Fiery.
Yeah, please tell me about
Fireproof.
that. Yes.
Yeah, why don't you tell us about that as I show our audience the map that I just noticed is now full of people.
Oh,
Holy
lovely.
shit.
What would you worry about? It's an expeditionary force.
I guess.
Whoa.
Generally
Okay.
speaking, as water beings, we think fire bad.
No, that's not how that
Um,
works. It's the other way around.
It's 12,
It's kind of a
24.
tension.
I did not prepare tidal wave. God damn it.
Yeah, why would we? We're underwater. Hey, do you think we could just, like, nap for, like, 48 hours?
Look, I
That's
got
a long
sleep
time, but
storm.
there are bedrolls should you need to rest.
It's like Derek gave us like a Baldur's Gate camp right here.
Yeah, not as safe as a Baldur's Gate camp. Like, I would definitely like set somebody to stand watch. You don't have a Withers going like,
dang it.
yeah, no, you don't have a Withers.
Fucking Withers.
Gregory isn't our
Even with Withers there, Oren still got in. So what's Withers
That's
doing?
true, that's true.
Fucking Withers. Okay, no. Well,
I can tell
we
you
have
guys don't
noticed-
play paladins because
Jesus. We've noticed that from the fire is some beings that actually appear dwarven-esque. Their skin appears made of metal and their hair that of fire. I'm unfamiliar with them, but their fighting prowess seems familiar in a sense. And they bring with them mighty beasts of flame. That is all I can tell you of what I have seen. The fire quickly consumes the Duragar.
Is there a way that they would assist us in fighting off the Duragar while we take?
Potentially.
We have someone who can talk to them. Just points to Marcus.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Crickle, snapple, fire noises. That's ignorant, by the way.
Yeah, I look at the leash that is attached from Marcus to Scarlett. Like,
Weirdly, not a sex thing. Weirdly
Yeah.
not. No,
Yeah.
just a lack of trust.
Statistically, something
Right.
had to not be, so.
Would not be a lack of trust.
Jumping into lava. Yeah, I'm not fucking jumping into lava. I'm not
What happened the last time
T1000
one of
time.
us disappeared out of nowhere?
just a thumbs up. as
Someone
you go
had just a
down.
little bit of a breakdown. Trying to prevent that happening.
All
in front of our new friends.
So,
We're not doing this here.
So, the thought that I am having is the fire dwarves help us with the Duragar while we go in a little party of very, very highly trained warriors. And
I thought you were going to say flammable.
that too. And we take out the 4 warlords and the king. I think that all dwarves together
Strong.
could save this city. Yes, and I just think that there are a few that are wasting the potential of all of the Duragar.
I want
We
to
should
look at.
unite these dwarves together. All right?
Yeah.
It's a good idea, but also, I look at Winnie, and I look at Winnie, and then I look between Scarlett and Proximus. Then I turn to Scarlett. How's your sleight of hand?
Oh, pretty good. I say without checking my sheet.
Oh no, I know you're good, Winnie. I was
Oh.
talking to Scarlett.
My sleight of hand is about a +3.
Okay, never mind. Maybe I'll just give it to Winnie. Okay, Winnie.
I was.
So you remember how Gregor here was like one of them hides behind the cowardice and stuff like that?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take out a small vial and hand it to you.
I love a
You-
good vial.
You see any unattended drinks?
Ooh.
Slip this in.
Yeah.
That the lily of the valley poison.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I fucking love that shit. Yes.
Just to like just especially if it seems like it was for the king.
Mhm.
King was drinking from it.
Can Mare get my inspiration? Because that was the most inspired thing.
Do you
like,
want to
yes.
retroactively switch your advantage from earlier?
I just want
No, I'm good. I'm good. It's okay.
I was going to say, put this into practice, and that
Let
is
them-
absolutely an inspiration point
Yeah.
to do so.
Gregor, what
They get
who-
everything from me. That's
who's-
amazing. Great idea.
I've been holding on to this for like a season and a half.
Where did you get it?
I picked Lily of the Valley,
Yes.
and then I
When
talked
we got to Ascension Isle.
Yeah.
and then
That's
and then I
right.
asked the ex-assassin, like, can you make some
That's
poison
right.
for me?
Mhm.
Yep.
Been a while.
We have so much poison there.
I
Okay?
found a blueprint.
We do.
And then
Literally have a
Don't
Every
actually
garden.
eat Lily of the Valley, folks.
Do not
I
do
think
Don't even
all
pick
of
it.
All of it is
Just leave it.
poison.
Don't
Just leave
pick
it.
it. Just view from afar.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gregor, whomst is your primary, your primary god type person?
As High Priest, I look to Moradin for guidance.
It's always
but
Moradin. I have to
he
settle
is
down,
chief
little Jeffrey.
among the gods. So I also look to the rest of the pantheon as each of their hands guide us in different forms of our life. But Moradin is the great dwarven father of all.
Yeah, maybe I should learn more about him. Well, then it still seemed. Dalen, what about you?
Dalen.
Yeah, because he hasn't spoke at all,
Does
right?
he even know common?
Dalen kind of looks to Gregor a little bit.
I'll repeat it in. I almost said German, Dwarven.
My favorite god is, as I'm looking up the pantheons. Gorham Gilthrin, and he looks to Gregor. Vigilance, defense, and protection.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get in the middle of this.
Vigilance.
Yes. Okay. Very, very good. Okay. Then, Gregor.
Fencing.
Fencing?
Protection.
Do you need a lot of protection from fencing? Is it like barbed wire?
It's just looking back at
I
Gregor
have
like,
to say that part in common because I don't know barbed wire in Dwarven.
Gregor's like, hey, listen, he's not good at common, alright? Like, we haven't had a lot of experience. Can you not, like, rub the poor boy's face in it?
No, that's fine. So Gregor, this is more appropriate for you than I feel like as much as I mean, I got it, so I was worthy, I guess, of something. But like, this is for you. And she's gonna shove her hand into little Jeffrey's mouth and remove one of the bottles she got from Umberlee's eye from the special pocket hiding place of Hanseath. Yeah, the like special dwarven brew thing. It just seems more appropriate that it be with you.
Gregor looks down and kind of just cradles it in his hands and puts two fingers out and just gently touches you on the forehead. And you may use the blessing condition for until your next long rest. So you are blessed. I think, be respectful of time because I know somebody's got to get out of here soon. Let's go ahead and wrap up there. Think about how you would like to destabilize an entire kingdom again.
Yes.
But for when we
That's
when we
all
come
I
back
ever
next week.
want.
I know.
How many are we at now?
Handful. Yeah, small handful. You'll have so many more, don't worry. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us for another episode of Horizons Call. I am Derek Sword. I use he pronouns. I have been your GM for this game for many games. And these lovely people say a little bit about themselves. We're going to go in a little wonky order because one of us has a heart out. So, again, thank you. I'm going to say a lot more stuff here in a minute, so stick around. But, Kaila, if you don't mind saying more about your lovely self, we'll go in reverse order this time.
Yes. Hi. Hello. My name is Kaila. I've been your Scarlett. Yeah, I'm
You've
really
been
good
a
at
Scarlett.
that. I've been your Scarlett. I've got ideas. It's fine. I've also got PTSD from the last boyfriend that Scarlett had. It's fine. It's fine. She can't survive going to the plane of fire. She's a mermaid siren. Let's not. You can find me on my socials there. We will be linked in chat. Something. I'm running a game next Friday.
Many faces, many places.
Many faces, many places. I'm really just here. I'm GMing a game next weekend. You should probably come. I've got one hell of a table. I'm really excited.
Next Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Mm-hmm. Monster of the Week. Slumber Trophy.
Unrelated, if you like the band Sleep Trophy. Sleep
Token.
Sleep Token. Fuck.
We're all screwed on those naming.
I've ruined everyone.
Slumber Token. Sleep Trophy.
Ruined everyone.
EP Plaque. Next up, Mikyl.
Oh, hi. Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. You can find me at Mikyl Sandoval, Mikyl Sandoval, at all the socials. Most importantly, you can find me on the Discord channel for Sword and Key, and that is where I post the most. Let's see. I am a exclusive on Court Sword and Key, so find me here on Saturdays playing your Triton Himbo Proximus, and then you can find me for 2 more sessions, Eva? 2 more sessions of
Public access?
Public access
Yes.
on Sundays from 10 a.m. Is that right? 10 a.m.
Pacific.
10 a.m. Pacific time.
To 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm playing KC in a great little 4-shot. It's so much fun with amazing people playing such a great game, Public Access, set in 2004, where I would love to go back. But anyway,
You will. It's fine.
knowing what I know now, go back to 2004 and buy lots of property. Anyway, it was fun to be here. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mikyl. Next up, Eva.
Hi, hello. I'm Eva. You can find me almost exclusively here, as I am the other half of Sword and Key. I am the key. I am indeed running Public Access tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific, and the following Sunday, I am running Moonlight on Roseville Beach on Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific? I don't know. I show up. That sounds right.
I have the calendar. I will correct you if you're wrong. You are correct. It is 4 p.m. Pacific time. Yes.
And wow, I think that's all I'm running at the moment. I have a lot of things cooking, but that's all I've got on deck at the moment. Yes, thank you. You could find me, I guess, on the internet at places. Whatever. It's at the Eva Seriate, but I mostly lurk. It's fine.
A lot of things cooking. All right. Last but absolutely not least, this time, Mare.
Hey, I'm Mare. You can find me on all applicable social media at Archmage of Dice. Right now, you can just find me here at 6 p.m. Eastern every Saturday for one more session before our, we have a short break, playing your amazing Acacia Centaur Rogue Druid. And this coming Thursday, which I think is the 20th, at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be facilitating and playing in a game of For the Queen to benefit our Pride charity games. And I don't know, I'm still contemplating my own casting call. So I don't know, check back in a couple months. I don't know. It's happening. I just don't know when. It's cool. I just came up with the title.
Fantastic. Again, thank you for all of us from Sword and Key, from Horizon's Call, for joining us for another episode. We will be back next week for the last episode, I think, before we take our break. See, I'm speaking confidently now. Why don't I have a calendar opened? It's an anomaly. Okay, I'm going to pull up Google Calendar real quick, and while I do, I'm just going to vamp. So, My name is Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. Yes, Sword is my last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I have been your GM for this game for many games. I'm so honored that you all have chosen to join us for this game and for the Pride Month here on Sword and Key as we raise money for Trans Lifeline. We do have a number of awesome things lined up for you in the near future. Some of which include... earlier today, we had at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we had Supernormal. If you didn't catch that, it was a great game. Definitely check out the VOD for it. But that's in the past. We don't talk about the past. Coming up tomorrow, as Michael was saying, at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we have the third of 4 episodes, the penultimate episode of Public Access Welcome Home. Again, early 2000s. It's fantastic. It's vibes. Definitely check that out. At 3 p.m. Pacific time, we have the third of 4 episodes of, the second of 3rd episodes, but again, penultimate of Twilight and the Gala of Good and Evil, which is continuing our Trans Lifeline campaign. Tomorrow should also be the release of the next Monster Crush episode, as it is Father's Day, so we have a Daddy's episode. It's going to be the Daddy of all monsters, according to Greek mythology, Typhon. It's going to be a great time. As Eva was saying, at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Monday the 17th, we have Moonlight and Roseville Beach Suite on Jenny. That will play on the 17th and the 24th. On the 18th, we have the return of Gate Night, which is to this date, the only video game that we have featured here on Sword and Key, where Shadow LD and I play Baldur's Gate 3 and get up to lots of hijinks as we flirt and flaunt our way through the Forgotten Realms. On the 20th, as Mare noted, will be the one-shot of For the Queen, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Mare will be facilitating that game. It's going to be fantastic. I should note we do not have anything planned for Juneteenth, but we are going to be supporting lots of channels out there that are doing stuff. Please go and support any of those wonderful channels that are doing wonderful things for that important day. On the 21st, as Kaila noted, she'll be running a game of Monster of the Week at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That is Slumber Token. Slumber Trophy. See, even I messed up. On the 22nd, that will be our last episode of Horizon's Call for just about a month, as one of us decided to go and get married. That's Mikyl. Congratulations to him. So join us for that, 3 p.m. Pacific time. On the 23rd, Public Access wraps up. Twilight and the Gala of Good and Evil wraps up. On the 24th, Moonlight wraps up. 25th, Gate Night continues. The 27th is the last of our Pride Month events. That is 4 p.m. Pacific time on that Thursday. LD will be running Tales of Equestria Summer Vacation. It's a My Little Pony TTRPG. It's going to be fantastic. On the 28th, we have our last Sword and Key movie night for the month, which is on our Discord. You can always join our Discord through our beacons. And we're going to be watching, it's our monthly Ghibli movie, so we're watching Ponyo. And then Monster Crush will have another release on the 30th. I should note, Monster Crush is a podcast I do with my friend LD. It's a podcast you can find anywhere podcasts are found. We talk about cryptid creatures, miscellaneous monsters from mythology, and how fucking smoochable they are. So Typhon, like I said, Daddy episode, it's really snaky. It's going to be great. Other stuff you can find, Monster Crush, you can find discount codes, you can find our ongoing charity campaigns, our socials, all of that on beacons.ai/Sword and Key. If you are looking for a new set of dice, check out Greenleaf Geek Dice. Use code Sword and Key with underscores for 10% off your purchase of almost everything. If you're looking for a new miniature custom mini for your super specific character, regardless of what TTRPG they're in, check out Eldritch Foundry. Use code Sword and Key without the underscores for 10% off your first purchase. If you're looking for some new cosmetics, check out Wishbone Cosmetics, UK-based queer-owned vegan cosmetic brand that makes nerdy cosmetic palettes, and you can use code EVA, EVA, all caps, for 10% off your purchase there. Again, we have Trans Lifeline as our main campaign right now. You can also donate at any time to Canon Campaigns for Independence, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, and then all of our socials are going to be, again, you can join our Discord at any time, but we have BlueSky, Twitter, and Instagram, sword_and_key. I believe that is it for most of our stuff. Oh, I should note, we have the application out right now for Zenith, which is, as far as I'm aware, a homebrew game that Alex has created with his incredible mind. So definitely check out that application on our beacons, on our socials. It's a great opportunity to play a campaign with a fantastic GM and what is guaranteed to be an incredible table. So definitely throw your name in the hat out there. We'd love to see some wonderful folks join us on this channel. Maybe some old faces, but definitely we're always looking to get some new wonderful faces here as well. I believe that is it for myself, for Sword and Key, for Horizon's Call. Again, thank you. Tonight we're going to be rating Fuzka, I believe that's how it's pronounced, Foozca. Please spread some positivity and love over there. Let them know they had a good time. And until next time, next week, fair winds and following seas, brave mariners. Take care of yourselves.